Hey there friends and folks, today I'm going to walk you through how to create a wire-wrapped bail for top-drilled briolettes. The term briolette refers to a faceted, elongated, teardrop-shaped bead, and while it's typically used to describe gemstones, I've heard folks calling similarly shaped glass and plastic beads briolettes, and I'm not here to tell them that they're wrong. I am just here to do some wire wrapping. In creating a wire-wrapped bail, you can turn any top-drilled briolette into a simple drop or pendant. For this technique, you'll need your chain nose pliers, your round nose pliers, your wire cutters, and of course your briolette and wire length of choice. Because of how gemstones are drilled, you'll find yourself often working with 22 to 26 gauge wire, but as stones of course come in all shapes and sizes and cuts, that is by no means a definitive range. I often find myself playing with larger wire and larger drilled beads just as a stylistic choice, but for this demonstration I'm working with this lovely dyed amethyst and a 26 gauge wire. We're going to start by cutting our segment of wire about 3 inches. You can cut more if you need more or less if you need less, but I would much rather cut off some excess wire at the end than run out before I finish my wrap and need to cut it all off and start over again. So we have our wire and our briolette. I'm going to slide my briolette onto the wire and situate it off center about 1/4 or 1/3 of the way in from the end. You're going to bend both ends of these wires up towards the top of the briolette with each wire running parallel to the edge that they're contouring. This wire is thin enough that I can do this bend with my fingers, but if it's any thicker than a 22 gauge, especially with a gemstone, I'll want to do this bend with pliers because I don't want to crack the stone in any way. At the top here where the wires intersect, I'm going to bend the longer length of wire straight up so it's pointing up from the top of the briolette. I'm now going to wrap this shorter end of wire 1 to 2 times around the longer end just to secure it. I'll then cut off this excess tail and we've now secured our briolette in place and can create our loop. Using your chain nose pliers, bend the wire at a 90-degree angle directly above the wrap you just created, and loop your wire as you would for a wire-wrapped loop, because that's essentially what we're doing now. As with our wire-wrapped loop, make sure your wire loops back around and intersects the base and then center your loop before wrapping. Of course, you'll thread your loop onto whatever chain or link or whatever you're attaching this to, and then we'll finish our wrap. Use your round nose pliers to hold your loop in place, and you're going to wrap your remaining tail over the wrap that you've already done. Some folks will, instead of wrapping over this previous wrap, they will start their loop slightly higher and leave space to create their second wrap downward and meet with their first wrap, but this creates a longer segment and it really comes down to a matter of personal preference. I prefer a shorter, chunkier wrap to a longer, skinnier one. And there you have it, your wire-wrapped bail. I'm going to have a lot of fun showing more ways to utilize this technique, so be sure to check back for more videos coming soon. For now, thank you so much for tuning in, and please let me know if you have any questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care and be well.